So there's these videos called Billionaires for Wealthcare that I'm just a huge fan of lately. So they showed up to an event in which you have Tom Jenny. He's an organizer, like a top leader in Americans for Prosperity. And you have to love the Koch brothers. They just pour money into this group and they don't necessarily want everyone to know that. But these guys just blatantly going out and just making fun of the whole idea, trying to bring to people's attention the fact that a lot of these movements are not grassroots, but you have billionaires literally funding it. Let's go ahead and take a look.
We love you. How you doing, son? You take money from major corporations? We don't want to hide anymore. We want to come out and support you openly. We don't want to hide behind front groups like AFP and FreedomWorks. We want to support you directly and let everybody know, Tom. The Coke industry supports you, Tommy. He's our golden boy. This is our golden boy here. Why is he hiding? Be proud of us. Stand with us, Tom. Stand with us, Tommy. Corporate takeover of healthcare. Corporate takeover of healthcare. Right, Tommy? He made that one up, by the way. He made that one up. Yeah. Don't be shy. Come on. We love you. For Tom Jenny. Hey, throw us out some of those ideas that motivate everybody to be here. Obamacare kills. Obamacare kills. Right, Tommy?
We don't want socialism. And tell Obama he went far enough. Obama went far enough.
If you dare think lie, we're going to do it. And we're going to pay you and we're going to support it. Don't shy about holding the check. Leave it over there against the wall. Yeah,
You have to love the reactions of the people around them that are genuinely there protesting. You have one guy who's slobbering over himself, spitting at the camera. But in reality, the Billionaires for Wealthcare, they handle it well and saying that they agree with these people and they're just egging them on and saying, yes, socialism kills. Understand that this is a great form of protest. Just the satire here. And understand that what they're saying is accurate. It is billionaires like the Koch brothers who were behind groups like FreedomWorks, Americans for Prosperity. And honestly, it's a joke that people think that these are great grassroots movements and that no one is trying to convince these people to get out there and protest against their own interests. There's other videos that Billionaires for Wealthcare put out. There's one specifically where you have one of them giving a speech about being able to turn people away after they've paid into the system for years. Let's go ahead and check that out.
That's how many Americans filed for bankruptcy in 2007 because of medical bills.
To start. Can they really including a strong public option? I don't spend time with people unless they're my servants.
Enormous function protecting our interests. We employ 6 lobbyists for every member of Congress. How much do to take care of themselves? You know, for example, we have apples today. Because you know an apple a day keeps the doctor away. We're also handing out raspberries.
This is a rough crowd. I don't know if they're going to like my speech. Taking over this demonstration at Billionaires for Wealthcare, we have no problem with healthy people. It's just those sick people who've been paying our premiums for years and then actually expect us to pay for their treatment. Those are the people we have a problem with. I really resent this idea that government healthcare could be more efficient than ours. Nobody turns down the life-saving care for the elderly like we do. Our death panels turn a profit.
How would someone on the right actually argue with this? Everything that they're saying is true. You have these monstrous insurance companies that are so massive and so incredibly wealthy, they spend enormous amounts of money just lobbying politicians. The only way that they get that money is from basically not paying out to the people that are pumping money into it every month. People that are paying their premiums month after month, and then the insurance companies will skimp out. They'll come up with some reason not to provide treatment to these people. These people point out the fact that we essentially live in an oligarchy, live in a plutocracy, especially when we don't have limits on campaign finance reform. We have a few people that are just able to fund almost the entire political system and get all kinds of laws and policies passed that the majority of Americans don't want passed. Not only are people like the Koch brothers, even though David died, people like the Koch brothers, though, they've been able to fund politicians, they've been able to try and convince the public to vote against their own best interests. And it's mainly because they inherited their money. Yeah, they did build their dad's business up, but if they wouldn't have received that business in the first place, then they never would have had net worths of, I think it was $50 billion, $60 billion a piece. So again, love Billionaires for Wealthcare. Wish that I lived closer to them. I feel like they are a great group that we should celebrate.